morning. Welcome to the 2014 Smart City Expo and World Congress. My name is Michael Lake. I'm a proud member of the Smart City Expo World Congress Advisory Board, and I'm the president and CEO of an international organization called Leading Cities. 4 years ago, this started as an idea that became a meeting that became a World Congress. Today, I want to thank you. I want to thank you for making this possible. You have created the Smart Cities World Expo and World Congress to be what it is today, a change agent. You see, in these last 4 years, we have begun to change the world. We have doubled the number of participants that have come every year. We have more than 240 companies representing new technologies from around the world. We have over 400 cities being represented this year alone. And you have made that possible. I want to thank our organizers, our sponsors, our speakers, because they have made today and these next 2 days possible for all of us to learn from one another, to inspire each other, and take those first steps of action towards changing the world. Today, we are joined by 4 remarkable leaders, each who in his own right has taken those steps to change his community, and in so doing, change the world. It is my great honor to welcome this morning our first speaker, the Honorable Jerry Hultin, the chairman of the Smart City Expo World Congress Advisory Board, and in my opinion, one of the individuals who has one of the best jobs in the world. He travels all over this planet looking at implementations of new technologies to create jobs and to educate young people. So please join me in welcoming the Honorable Jerry Hultin.
Good job, Michael.
Thank you.
Good morning. As Michael said, my name is Jerry Hultin, and I do have a great job as a Senior Presidential Fellow for New York University. And New York University is building a global network university, and that means I get to fly around the world to be sure our campuses are in great shape and work with mayors and governors and leaders of nations to make a more innovative world. So on behalf of the Smart City Expo World Congress and all its leaders who are here, and many of them you'll meet during the day, I want to welcome you to a most exciting opportunity to shape the future. And I want to give you a challenge. I want you to think about the future. We all know that by 2050, 9 billion people will live on this earth. 70% of those 9 billion will live in cities. That means, based on the number living in cities today, by 2050, 2.8 billion more people will live in cities than live in cities today. This means new cities in China, India, Africa, rebuilt cities in the United States, Latin America, South America, Europe. This is an enormous challenge, but here's the challenge I give you. By 2050, the report card will be in on the cities we build. We will know whether we have a world of vibrant, innovative, creative, healthy, uncongested, fun-to-live-in cities called smart cities, or we may find ourselves living in polluted, congested, unhealthy, sad, uninvigorating cities. That report card shapes the next 2 centuries because we will not build cities for 2.8 billion people again on this earth. This is a special time for you and for all of us to make a difference for how this planet exists for the next 2 centuries. So this is not business as usual. This is not smart cities because it sounds like a good cliche. It's sort of fun. I can be mayor and brag I have a smart city. This is smart cities because people, citizens, children, unborn are depending on us to design those smart, creative, innovative, healthy, uncongested, sustainable, resilient, you know the words, cities. So here today and tomorrow and Thursday, grab onto the information, build networks, agree to team up, agree to make a difference. And the report card, I predict, in 2050, will be a great report card, and we'll be an excited, great, vibrant world, 70% of us living in cities and saying, this is how I want my life to be. So with that, dig in, meet people, talk, give us your ideas, and make this a great success. Now it's my privilege to introduce to you someone who does what I just described, took on a city, and he can describe it in more detail, but took on a city that needed a change and made a change. And now Medellin is an example for all of us of what a great city can be. So I'd like to introduce the mayor of Medellin, Anibal Gaviria. He's a great leader, a great man, and I think you're going to enjoy meeting him today. Anibal. Anibal. Hey, thank you.
En primer lugar, saludar a todos los asistentes a Smart Cities en Barcelona, agradecer al Ayuntamiento de Barcelona por esta invitación a la ciudad de Medellín. Un saludo a Jerry, a Mike, a Antoni, al señor ministro de Housing de la India. Y en una forma rápida, tratar de presentarles a ustedes y a través de Smart Cities a buena parte del mundo la transformación de Medellín. Vamos a ver, primero, la ubicación de nuestra ciudad. Medellín está en el corazón de América, en Colombia, y a su vez está en el centro de Colombia, en el departamento de Antioquia. Es una ciudad de 2.400.000 habitantes. Una ciudad que, como muchas otras ciudades de América Latina, de Asia, de África, del mundo entero, ha tenido un impresionante crecimiento en los últimos 70, 80 años. Aquí vamos a ver en forma rápida cómo ese crecimiento ha ido copando los espacios del Valle de Medellín, un valle que tiene su parte plana a 1.500 metros y las montañas hasta 2.500 y 3.000 metros. Esta era la Medellín de hace 90 años, en 1921, con aproximadamente 90.000 habitantes. Y aquí vemos cómo Medellín ha ido creciendo, Esta es la Medellín de 1963, hace 50 años, esta es la del 81 y esta es la Medellín fundamentalmente de hoy. Creo que si hacemos ese paso y esa fotografía por muchas otras ciudades de América Latina, reitero, por ejemplo, seguramente de la India, la fotografía será similar. ¿Cuáles han sido los mayores problemas y los mayores retos de Medellín? Sin demeritar otros, los principales han sido enfrentar una muy fuerte oleada de violencia, sobre todo hace 20, 25, 30 años, y unas condiciones de pobreza y desigualdad bastante estructurales y permanentes. Entre los años 1990 y el año 2000, en Medellín tuvimos aproximadamente 50.000 homicidios. Eso era una verdadera guerra y un dolor y un horror constante para nuestra sociedad. Pero asimismo, a finales del año 90 y a principios de la década del 2000, Medellín tenía el más alto índice de desigualdad y de pobreza entre las capitales de las ciudades colombianas. Esos dos retos, esos dos grandes problemas que compartimos con muchas de las ciudades latinoamericanas y de otras partes del mundo, son los que hemos enfrentado y los que nos han servido como reto para la transformación de Medellín. cómo lo hemos hecho. De alguna manera hemos adoptado un modelo de construcción de lo que hemos denominado una ciudad para la vida. Ese modelo se rige por 5 principios: la no violencia, la transparencia, la participación, la innovación y la resiliencia. Y a su vez ese modelo nos lleva en una forma multidimensional a abordar la problemática a través de la construcción simultánea de lo que denominamos 5 ciudades. Una ciudad segura, no sé qué ha pasado allí. No sé qué ha pasado, que han pasado a la presentación. Teníamos en el modelo, no sé si me lo vuelven a poner en la... No sé, ¿en dónde? ¿Allí? Bueno, déjenmelo, yo la paso nuevamente al punto donde estábamos, aquí. Exacto. Aquí tenemos las 5 ciudades de las que hablaba. Una ciudad escuela, una ciudad segura, una ciudad sostenible, una ciudad de empleo y una ciudad saludable. La construcción simultánea de esas 5 ciudades debe confluir entonces en una transformación cultural hacia la equidad y en la construcción de una ciudad y una ciudadanía para la vida. Y eso puede parecer muy simple, pero para nosotros es muy revolucionario. Es una ciudadanía más libre, más justa, más feliz y más humana. Y la formalización de este modelo de gestión pública se ha hecho a través de diferentes proyectos, programas e hitos. Hoy quiero compartir fundamentalmente con este auditorio hitos muy enfocados al desarrollo urbano, pero desarrollo urbano con el fin de transformar esas realidades de violencia y de desigualdad. Medellín ha convertido la innovación, entonces, en una herramienta para luchar contra la violencia y la desigualdad. Y es una innovación que para nosotros tiene una característica que nos llena de orgullo y de satisfacción, y es el hecho de que no es una innovación que necesariamente esté basada en los más altos desarrollos tecnológicos. Tampoco necesariamente es una innovación para las ciudades y las sociedades con mayores niveles presupuestales, sino que creemos que lo más revolucionario es que esta es una innovación básica, una innovación simple, que está al alcance de la mayoría de las ciudades del mundo y al alcance de ciudades que, como nosotros, han vivido o viven altos niveles de pobreza, desigualdad y violencia. Primero, convertimos un tanque, un reservorio de agua, en una uva. ¿Y qué es una uva? Una unidad de vida articulada. Esa uva es una especie de parque en el que confluyen áreas deportivas, culturales, de formación, de encuentro ciudadano. Si ustedes lo ven en la gráfica, tenemos el tanque en la parte del fondo y un niño jugando en una patineta en una calle. Y en la foto más pequeña tenemos la vista aérea del tanque y alrededor del tanque la ciudad. Ciudadanos sin espacio, mientras la cerca separaba al niño del espacio público más adecuado, que era el que tenía el tanque. Rompimos el paradigma y pasamos de este tanque a este tanque. Aquí es el día de la inauguración, ustedes no pueden ver los demás equipamientos de la unidad de vida articulada porque allí están los ciudadanos. Miles de ciudadanos que se apropiaron del espacio que antes estaba vedado para ello. En nuestro gobierno vamos a terminar 20 uvas, pero hacia el futuro construiremos 100 unidades de vida articulada en 100 tanques de la ciudad. Aquí tenemos también el momento de la inauguración de esa uva y un poco unas vistas que nos permiten observar los otros equipamientos de recreación, deporte, cultura, música, formación y educación que incluyen las 20 uvas. Hicimos que los niños fueran el centro de nuestra metamorfosis, de nuestra transformación. Hemos sostenido que educación es la base y la herramienta para construir equidad, y que en la base de la educación tiene que estar la educación infantil, la educación para la primera infancia. Estos espacios los convertimos en jardines infantiles. Hemos entregado 18 jardines infantiles de este tipo para aumentar la cobertura y la calidad de la educación pública infantil. Convertimos una cárcel, un espacio que funcionó como cárcel por 100 años en la comuna más violenta de Medellín, la llamada Comuna 13 de San Javier, y esa cárcel la estamos convirtiendo en este momento en una ciudadela universitaria. Aquí, en la parte superior de la fotografía, está el espacio de la cárcel, aquí está el desarrollo actual y futuro de la misma. En la parte superior está la parte de la cárcel que no se va a tumbar y que ya en el primer semestre del próximo año empieza a funcionar como universidad, y en la parte posterior lo que tumbaremos y la nueva construcción. Una cárcel que se convierte en una ciudad universitaria. El cable de Medellín, uno de los hitos de nuestra transformación. Los cables, los telesféricos funcionaron y han funcionado por más de 100, 150 años en todo el mundo, pero nadie los había convertido como lo hicimos en Medellín. Lo decimos sin soberbia, pero con orgullo, en un transporte público. Lo unimos a nuestro metro, y eso no solo llevó movilidad a las zonas de la ciudad que no lo tenían, sino que permitió que allí llegara el Estado. Este era el antiguo sitio y este es el sitio donde ahora queda el cable, con la transformación que allí ha impulsado, no solo, repito, de movilidad, sino de transformación integral en desarrollo sostenible. Convertimos las escaleras eléctricas que vemos y que utilizamos todos desde años atrás en los centros comerciales, en los aeropuertos, en las edificaciones públicas y privadas, también en un medio de transporte y en una forma de presencia del Estado en las comunidades más pobres. Este era el sitio anterior y estas son las actuales escaleras eléctricas. En el centro ustedes ven las escaleras eléctricas y el proceso de transformación que produjo en el entorno. En nuestra ciudad, como lo vimos al principio, en los últimos 20 o 25 años, la ciudad creció hacia las partes altas, hacia las laderas, con altas pendientes y no las más adecuadas condiciones de crecimiento geográficas y geológicas. Y pues allí hemos tenido desafortunadamente deslizamientos en las épocas más crudas de los inviernos en el trópico. En este caso, lo que ustedes están viendo es una vieja fotografía de hace unos 25 o 30 años, en una de esas dolorosas tragedias, en donde perdieron la vida aproximadamente 500 personas bajo el barro y los escombros. Pues ese sitio alto lo estamos convirtiendo en lo que denominamos el Jardín Circunvalar de Medellín. Aquí vemos una fotografía del cerro, en la parte alta se ve el desprendimiento, y este mismo sitio es el que hemos convertido ahora en este Jardín Circunvalar. Allí tenemos senderos peatonales, ciclorrutas, parques, unidades deportivas, áreas culturales, que no solo están permitiendo que la ciudad no se siga extendiendo a los cerros y a las zonas de difícil construcción, sino que están generando mejores condiciones de vida para los habitantes en ese territorio. Y quiero finalizar estas imágenes con una de las más impactantes, y es cómo en Medellín convertimos lo que funcionó como basurero municipal por aproximadamente 45 años en un jardín para la vida. Estas eran las condiciones en las cuales vivían más de 2.500 familias. En este cerro que ustedes ven allí, en una fotografía de 1983, vivían 2.500 familias, esto es más o menos unas 10.000 personas. Lo que ustedes ven en la parte alta del cerro como unos punticos negros, esos no son piedras ni son efectos fotográficos, son personas que sobrevivían allí, que vivían precisamente de ese basurero. Y esto es lo que es hoy el antiguo Cerro de Moravia. Este es para nosotros uno de los aspectos más significativos y simbólicos de la transformación de Medellín. Y tiene además un aspecto que nos llena de alegría, y es que en esta transformación, en este específico, como en otros frentes, hemos tenido el hermanamiento de una ciudad a la que queremos entrañablemente, que es Barcelona. Aquí, en la transformación del Cerro de Moravia, trabajamos no solo con el Ayuntamiento de Barcelona, sino con la Universidad Politécnica de Cataluña. Así que esperamos seguir contando y estamos seguros de que contaremos con el apoyo de Barcelona para continuar ese hermanamiento al que invitamos a muchas otras ciudades, porque este tipo de foros y de espacios son los más adecuados para compartir experiencias que sirvan al desarrollo urbano y a la lucha contra la pobreza y la desigualdad. Termino con algunas cifras que indican la dimensión de la transformación que ha vivido Medellín. Esta es la gráfica que muestra los peores momentos de la violencia en Medellín. Si ustedes ven, en el punto más alto nosotros tuvimos una tasa de homicidios de 380 homicidios por 100.000 habitantes. Si esto lo llevamos, por ejemplo, a una ciudad, digamos, de 15 millones de habitantes, como puede ser la ciudad de Nueva York, tan reconocida por todos mundialmente, pues esto significa más de 50.000 homicidios al año. Eso da una dimensión de la tragedia que nosotros vivíamos. Pues esos homicidios han bajado en Medellín ya en más de un 95%, y hoy se sitúa en una tasa de 28%. El reto continúa, sigue siendo una tasa muy alta, pero hoy pasamos de ser la primera ciudad en homicidios en el mundo a estar por debajo del número 50. Allí en esa gráfica ven, el año pasado estábamos en el lugar número 38 con una tasa de 38 homicidios por 100.000 habitantes, y ahora hemos bajado del número 50 con una tasa actual a noviembre de 28 homicidios, y seguimos y seguiremos bajando. El empleo, hoy tenemos la tasa de empleo más baja de desempleo de los últimos 18 años. En índice de cobertura, en educación inicial, recordemos los jardines infantiles y la política de buen comienzo que nos ha llevado en los últimos 10 años a pasar de 24% de educación inicial pública a 87%. Los resultados de esta política pública se van a ver mucho más fuertemente en los próximos años. Hemos dicho y continuamos convencidos de que equidad, que es la principal tarea del mundo, se escribe con E de educación. La disminución en pobreza, en 10 años hemos pasado de un 8% en pobreza extrema a un 3%, con una disminución del 63% en pobreza extrema. Y si seguimos a ese ritmo, y vamos a seguir a ese ritmo, estaremos acabando con la pobreza extrema en Medellín en menos de 5 años para avanzar ya a otros retos. Por último, la desigualdad, el más grande reto y el más complejo de todos. En 10 años hemos pasado de estar por encima del Gini de nuestro país a estar por debajo del promedio, y hemos pasado de ser la ciudad capital con el Gini de desigualdad más alto a tener el más bajo. Pasamos de 0.55 a 0.50 de Gini. Es esta la ciudad de Medellín, la ciudad para la vida que queremos compartir, una ciudad que a través de la construcción de ese modelo de gestión pública y la construcción simultánea de las 5 ciudades con el foco en la equidad y el respeto por la vida, quiere hoy mostrarle al mundo esta transformación fundamentalmente para que sirva de esperanza y de inspiración, no solo para nosotros, sino para otras ciudades. Muchas gracias.
Well done. Thank you. Very well. Well, the mayor has inspired us and demonstrated how we can transform cities. And Mr. Hultin has reminded us the unique and special moment we have right now in history to transform cities. Our next speaker, the Minister of Urban Development for India, has a unique position in the world, not to transform one city, but 100 cities. Please join me in welcoming, the Minister for Urban Development for India, Minister Naidu. Thank you.
Mr. Mike Lake, Leading Cities President, Mr. Jerry MacArthur Hultin, Mr. Antoni Vives, Honorable Deputy Mayor, Mr. Anibal Gaviria, Honorable Mayor of Medellin, delegates who have come from different parts of the globe, city planners, architects, businessmen, entrepreneurs, and people who are representing various interests from various parts of the country, brothers and sisters. I'm extremely happy to be amidst you today and also to join this August function of the World Smart Cities Congress, inaugural function today. A strong team of 35 delegates from my country, India, consisting of a Deputy Chief Minister of State, Punjab, Sri Sukhbir Badal, and then bureaucrats, officers working in Government of India and also in provincial level. They are all participating in this Congress. We all have gathered here to learn from each other's experience, to share our experiences, understand the challenges, find out the solutions, to move forward, to make the living conditions and the urban life of the people more comfortable in our respective areas. We must also work together to see that there is an inclusive growth in our areas and sphere of activity so that all the people, different sections of the people, they all feel that they are partners in development. Yesterday evening, I had an occasion to discuss about the growth story of Barcelona. And I was told that at every stage, people were prepared and they were involved. There were consultations, there were discussions, and there were efforts to bring in everybody together before taking any major step. Friends, most of us are coming from democratic countries. In democracy, without people's cooperation, without people's participation, nothing will succeed. So the beauty of democracy is building up consensus before taking up any major initiative or reforms. I want to emphasize that we all have come here to learn. We want to adopt the best practices that you have already implemented to the conditions, and whichever is suitable to us, we'll try to emanate the same, try to know from the experience, and try to make correctives wherever necessary. I'm confident that the Smart City World Congress will help us in this regard to a great extent. It gives me really great pleasure to be here in Barcelona because I have been hearing about this great city since long. And today I have an occasion to come over here. Yesterday night, I went around the city. I was really impressed by the beauty of the city and the foresight of the planners who have done this planning earlier, and also the lifestyle of the people of Barcelona, which is now known as one of the ultimate smart cities and a model for others to follow in the world. My compliments to the citizens, without whose cooperation this would not become a reality. And also my compliments to the planners of Barcelona for this achievement. And also, I would like to compliment the leaders of the Barcelona because a smart city depends on the smart leadership. Unless you have a smart leadership, you cannot sustain you cannot build a smart city and you cannot sustain a smart city. So what is required basically is a smart leadership. What is required basically is a smart people also, because without whose cooperation, we will not be able to move forward. So I would like to really compliment the people of Barcelona for for this great achievement they have done. And I would like to thank the organizers for giving me this opportunity. And I am really delighted to be talking to you. Friends, you are all aware, worldwide, there's a trend. People are moving from rural areas to urban areas for betterment of their lives, for opportunities, because education, employment, entertainment, economic opportunities, they are all mostly situated in towns. That is the reason for growing urbanization globally, including in India also. The urbanization is moving at a very faster speed. As on today, we have 31% of the people living in urban areas. By 2050, the studies reveal that Indian population also 50% will be living in urban areas. This is a great challenge, and we would like to convert this into an opportunity, because urban areas are engines of our economic growth. So if you plan properly, if you really take care of the interest of various sections of the people, then you will be able to really move forward. Out of 1.2 billion people in our country, 377 million live in urban areas, constituting about 31% of our population, contributing over 60% of our GDP is coming from urban areas. Projections indicate that India's urban population alone will reach 850 million by 2050. Our government recognizes the need to plan for this huge migration to cities. We also recognize that the pace of urbanization will pick up, and we need to prepare ourselves for this upcoming wave. The numbers are daunting. The challenges before us are huge, and the scope of the task is overwhelming. Our urban population is widely dispersed as of now. We have 53 cities that have more than 1 million people each. Ensuring the proper growth of our urban areas needs systematic planning to that cities develop with a vision that ensures sustainability of our planet. There is also a need to ensure that all aspects of urban life are taken into account. You cannot have employment opportunities if there is not proper housing or education or medical care or entertainment. We need good transportation system for the people and goods to move. We need sound waste disposal systems also, and efficient water management, electricity, and communication systems as well. Above all, we need a people-friendly, accessible, and smart system of governance in the cities. Only then we'll be able to offer livable cities to the people. It is a daunting task, and only a pragmatic approach will work. In the federal structure in India, we have a central government, we have a state, provincial government, then we have urban local bodies. We are a three-tier system. So we have to work together. We have to consult each other, and we have to involve the lowest tier of our governance, that is the urban local body, which is the implementing agency in the country. The center plans, sanctions funds also to some extent, and the state monitors the region. But the implementation is by the urban local body. That is the beauty of our system. Friends, as we have realized that urbanization is moving faster, we have decided, my Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi has decided to give more thrust to urban governance. We are also having plans to develop 500 cities in India, which are having a population of more than 1 lakh, into livable cities, improving the basic requirements and also creating modern amenities for those 500 cities. And then we also have a plan to develop 100 smart cities. 100 smart cities across the country, in different states of the country. We want to go for construction of 100 smart cities, converting some of the cities, constructing the satellite towns for the major cities, and developing twin cities into one city by constructing a city in the middle, and then taking up smart cities in areas which are ready to reform, which are ready to take bold decisions. We want to take them also on board, and then thus we have a plan of 500 cities, then 100 smart cities. Then we also have a plan to develop heritage cities. We have heritage. We have a civilization of 5,000 years. India has a great civilization. So we have to preserve that civilization and culture and heritage. Keeping that in mind, we have decided to develop 10 heritage cities to start with. Then we'll move on. Friends, we are launching a special program to develop this housing, to develop these cities. We also have a program for housing for all. By 2022, Indian Prime Minister wants every family to own a house by 2022. It's a major task, but at the same time, we have taken up that as a priority. Friends, this program will require a strong partnership between all levels of government in different sectors, and there is a need to contribute to making urban life more meaningful. An expert committee set up some time ago estimated that investment needed in urban infrastructure in India would be around 70 billion every year for our next 20 years. This is a huge amount that cannot be met entirely from the budget or from the government public budget alone. Therefore, we expect the private sector to come in and take up investments either themselves or in partnership with our Indian government or with our Indian companies. We also realize that this presents an opportunity for us to ensure that our cities develop a systematic and sustainable manner. We are planning to adopt growth path that is energy efficient and minimize the use of natural resources. Our efforts will be to make the most efficient use of what we already have before adding capacity. There will be a strong emphasis on conservation. This would mean minimizing the wasteful use of water and electricity as well as recycling our solid waste. Recycling of water, rainwater harvesting, and recycling of the solid waste, converting waste into energy, these are the plans before our government. It would mean developing transport systems that are more energy efficient and less polluting. This would mean an emphasis on public transport and non-motorized modes instead of greater use of personal motor vehicles. This has become a major challenge to the urban life across the globe. Adding more and more personal vehicles and private transport is creating congestion, pollution, and also traffic blocks at places. So there is every need to develop a public transport system like metro, MRTS, BRTS. You need to go for tram services across. And India, we are taking up this on a bigger scale of developing all major metros into metro rail projects. And we are also planning to have BRTS, rapid transport of the buses in certain cities of India. That experiment proved to be very positive. Certain countries like Japan have joined us in a big way, JICA, in taking up metro projects in India, which is a success story now in India. We would like to replicate this for around 50 major cities across the country for expansion of this metro rail system. Friends, I personally believe, having gone around the world to certain countries and also going by my own experience, that there is every need to synergize, combine, preserve nature, promote culture, plan better future. So nature, culture, and future, there has to be a combination of these three, and our planner should keep this in mind. And I'm happy in Spain, even neighboring France, even other European countries also, they always take care to preserve their heritage. Yesterday, when I went around Barcelona, I could see a lot of heritage sites. They are preserved, they are also modernized, and they are put to practical use. That should be the system of planning, according to me. See, providing modern services, but at the same time, keeping the heritage intact is also required. The world is worried about greenhouse gas emissions and their impact on climate. We are also concerned about the impact that urbanization may have on global climate. Academic literature is replete with examples of how Barcelona, due to its compactness, is able to ensure for less greenhouse gas emissions compared to cities of similar size elsewhere in the world. We have to learn from their experience. Therefore, this is yet another example we would like to replicate in our smart cities. Friends, as a result of political stability emerging from the last general elections, now we have a decisive leadership in our honorable Prime Minister, Sri Narendra Modi. We have an able leader and we have a stable government in India. That's why now People from across the globe, they are looking towards India for investments, for joining the process of development. Friends, the Prime Minister has come out. He has embarked upon a new generation of economic reforms. Today, he has given a call. He has given a call for Make India. Then he said Skill India. Then he said Digital India. Then he said Clean India. I call it as a MISI-DC program. MISI-DC. M-I-S-I-D-I-C-I. M-I means Make in India. S-I means Skill India. D-I means Digital India. C-I means Clean India. All this together, we want to improve the living conditions of the people of the country and also improve the economy. The signs of economic revival has already started coming. The GDP growth has gone from 4.6% to 5.6%. It is likely to reach 6.5% in the near future. Rupee is becoming comparatively strong, and a lot of foreign investments are coming. Business is made easy in India. A lot of people are now coming towards India to invest in India. Friends, there are efforts made in liberalizing foreign direct investment norms, including in sectors of housing, infrastructure, and real estate projects. They are of direct relevance also to our objective of building new smart cities. The new government also has started a campaign for improving the ease of doing business in India, primarily by increasing the digital interface and eliminating the areas of discretion. The mission Digital India, started by Honorable Prime Minister, will improve transparency and accountability through governance. Unless you convince the people that you have a commitment and you are honest in providing services, people will not be willing to pay taxes. That has been the experience. So whatever you are doing, you must be transparent, less cumbersome, and you must be honest, and then you must always keep a dialogue with the people so that you can take the people along with you for their better future. Even if their future is involved, unless you educate them, unless you involve them, they will not be willing to join. And you know, even in a democracy and there are political shades of difference of opinion, there will be problems. So the best way is to involve the people. My Prime Minister, fortunately, Narendra Modi, has a great asset of directly connecting the people. Wherever he goes, he connects with the people. That's why the mood in India is for a change. The mood in India is for better governance. The mood in India is development. Development, development, development is the agenda. That's why when I talk of the smart cities are the flavor of the season in India. Everybody is looking to smart cities. So I have come here to know from all of you different aspects of the smart cities governance, planning, execution, implementation, and also the use of technology in a better manner, and then also to seek your support. Whoever is interested, I welcome you all to come, invest, and join the development process in India. There is atmosphere also is made very easy to invest in India. As I told you, whatever bottlenecks are there, they are being removed by the Prime Minister, and because thanks to stability and ability, things are moving properly. Friends, the policies of the new government are bearing fruit, and the change in the investment climate in India is evident. Economic growth figures are looking up. Inflation is down. Industrial growth has resumed an upward trend. This is an ideal environment in which investment can come. So that's why I'm inviting you to do so. We move ahead with our plans to build urban India as the engine of India's economic, social, and cultural development. I do hope we can get into strong partnership in doing this, especially because many of these areas, India needs expertise and technology. There is no dearth of talent in India. There is an inherent talent in every Indian in every sphere of activity. What is required is little upgradation, and then what is required is investment, and then together with the intelligence and investment together and willingness of the government, we will be able to take the country forward. That is my confidence. The Prime Minister has given a mantra. He has given not only a slogan, a mantra saying, skill, scale, speed. 3S mantra. Skill, scale, and speed. This is the catchword, buzzword in India now. Everybody is very much enthused by this approach of the Prime Minister. Friends, I would like to really thank the organizers of this World Smart City Congress. And I can assure you that India will be waiting. There won't be any red carpet. There will be red carpet. There won't be any red tape. I assure you. you can come and walk on the red carpet and do business for mutual benefit of yours as well as ours. That is the approach. My ambassador, Sri Vikram Misri, is here. If there are any queries for any Spanish companies or other companies, they can always interact with my ambassador of our country. The other delegations are there. There is an Indian pavilion also, which we have put up. Different companies and different state governments have come forward. So I invite you to visit our this thing also. I will also be going around different exhibitions of different countries so that we learn from each other's experience and we all join together to work for the betterment of the humanity across the globe. That is the purpose of this conference. I am very happy to be amidst you. Thank you very much. Namaskar. Jai Hind.
Thank you very much. Fabulous. Thank you. I want to thank Mr. Naidu for his encouragement and his guiding principles. As he said, smart cities begin with smart leaders. And it is my great honor to introduce the Deputy Mayor for Urban Development in the Barcelona City Council, the Vice President of the Barcelona Metropolitan Area, and one smart leader, Mr. Antoni Vives. Absolutely.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for being here. Alcalde, amigo, Anibal, Gaviria, Jerry, also a good friend of ours, a good friend of Barcelona. Thank you very much for being here with us. Michael, another friend. And Mr. Naidu, thank you very much for being here. You are honoring us with your presence here in Barcelona today. I want to thank you all. I think he deserves an applause, another one, because one of the funny things about this Congress, of which I'm honored to be the co-president, because it's something that you might not know, this is a very strange Congress, as you're going to see. This Congress has got two presidents. One is the one that's talking to you, the less interesting president of the world, and the other one is one of the most talented entrepreneurs of Spain, Mr. Ramon Roca. I don't know if he's here or not. I think he's doing his job. He's selling all over the world right now. But the good news about a Congress like this is two presidents, one belonging to the private sector, the other one belonging to the political world, which makes this kind of alliance that makes this Congress so special. The other thing that makes this Congress very special is that what you've seen in here. Most of the guys, Jerry's not a politician, he could be, kind of, but the rest of the three people sitting there are politicians, and they speak well, and they say smart things. That makes this Congress very special. You don't find so many politicians in the world having such a strong vision as the one Anibal Gaviria has got. You have to go to Medellin. They have to go to Medellin. You have to go to Medellin because in Medellin you perceive the move of an idea. You perceive the ability of a group of people that had the vision. And this Congress is also about visions. This Congress is not about technique. This Congress is not about bits and bytes. This Congress is about visions. Visions that have to take place in real cities, in real places, positively affecting real citizens. And you see that in Medellin. And even though the pictures were moving, I think the three last slides, the ones related to the level of improve of quality of life in Medellin, are absolutely thrilling. And that's what you have to keep in mind. Smart politicians, politicians with a vision, working together with the society, having each one in its own role, her own role, make societies better. That's the use of politics, my friend. The use of politics is people stepping out and saying, hey guys, we think that the way is the one that we propose. And that's what you also feel when you go to India. Barcelona has got a very tight relationship with India right now. when you go to India nowadays, and I think that we have to be fair, I think that Mr. Modi's election has shown us what a nation is able to do when he or she believes in he or herself. India now has got a very strong vision of how the things have to be done, not only, by the way, for India, but I would talk about for any country, no matter of what part of the world, wanting to deliver to their citizenship. It doesn't matter if you're in Barcelona or in Hyderabad or Mumbai or San Francisco or Medellin. It is about having a sound vision. I'm sorry because you might expect me to talk about smart things, but is there anything smarter than a society moving towards the quality of life of their citizenship? Is there anything better in life? Are we here for something else? Of course we need companies. Of course we need lots of people like you. Of course we need professors. Of course we need unions. Of course we need entrepreneurs. But what we really need are cohesive societies. And that's what Minister Naidu has been talking about throughout his magnificent speech. He talked about nature, culture, and future. He talked about his mantra, skill, scale, and speed. This is something I'm going to use, I'm sorry. I'm going to talk to you about the mantra of Barcelona, just for a second. Well, Barcelona is a sexy place. Nowadays, everybody says that. But it is false that Barcelona hasn't got troubles. We have so many troubles, and the opposition tries to remind me that every day, and they are right to do that. Thanks God, we live in democracy. Something that, by the way, we try to forget many, many times in this country. Democracy is something that you win every day. This is something that you should never take for granted. So democracy is the first quest we have in Barcelona. By the way, that's the first quest of the world also. The second quest is about wealth generation. We have to generate wealth. Without wealth generation, we don't have cohesive societies. But we have to make sure that excuse me, my English, that we redistribute the wealth we generate, but making sure that we do not stress environment anymore. One of the things we are doing, and the Western world is responsible for that, is that we've been stressing nature all over the world to generate quality of life in here. And the world has got enough of that. That's why I'm so happy when people coming from the places where we Westerners have been drilling the nature away from their hands, they remind us that they also want to be a part of the wealth of the world, but without harming, without hurting the nature anymore. That's a shared responsibility. By the way, any smart society, any smart city has to consider the environment quest as one of the main quests that we have to tackle. So democracy, wealth generation and distribution, and no more environmental stress. These are three absolutely key aspects of the Barcelona mantra, which is the following. In 50 years' time, Barcelona is going to become an energetically self-sufficient city made out of human speed and productive quarters within a hyper-connected and zero-emission metropolis. This is something that I have not invented now. Again, I can say it again and again. Barcelona in 50 years' time is going to become an energetically self-sufficient city made of productive at a human scale quarters, human scale and human speed quarters within a hyper-connected and zero-emissions metropolis. That's our mantra. And anything we do in Barcelona, anything we plan in Barcelona, anything you see in Barcelona that's new, stands for that mantra. Streets, squares, buildings, congresses like this one. Anything we do stands for that mantra. Without a sound vision, without a vision that has got a 20, 25, 30, 50 years horizon, we cannot step out, as I said before, and say society, at least Catalan society, European society, that's what we want to do on behalf of you. And again, Both Gaviria and Minister Naidu said it very, very well. That's impossible without the people. But this could become a kind of political commodity. And you know that politicians, when we speak, we are, if you are a bit able, you can use some of those commodities. But that's over. That's over. I mean, we have weapons of mass communication and of mass creation in our pockets. People won't believe in us if we keep on talking and talk about participation, about communication. It all stands for just a political commodity. It has to become true. And nowadays, anyone having this in his or her pocket is able to communicate directly with us. We are able to know how people feel, how people behave. We're able to know their dreams. We're able to know their worries. We're able to know what they expect from us. We're able to know what they expect from themselves. We're able to know what they would desire for their children. Shouldn't we be using these weapons of mass creation and of mass communication to improve the quality of life of our peoples? Yes, we have to. And that's why we are here. And that's why this Congress is so, so, so important. Because in this Congress, you're going to talk about devices, you're going to talk about sensors, but these are the fundamentals of a better society. And the reason we are here is just because we want to work for a better society. In India, in Colombia, here in Catalonia, in America, wherever. All together, for the first time in history, no one, I don't know how to say that in English, no one looking down to the others. For the first time in history, when you see India the move, when you see China, could anyone dare to look down India? Come on, man. We have to be humble. And for the first time in history, we perceive that every human being is exactly equal. And you know what? You know why, excuse me? Because, yes, we're becoming smarter. Well, I think that we have a lot of work to do. You are too many people here listening to me. There's a lot of job to be done out there, so please go out and work. Thank you very much. Enjoy Barcelona.
Excellent, as always. Well, thank you for joining us this morning. Please join me in another round of applause for all of our amazing speakers this morning. The challenges we face do not know man-made boundaries. They do not know socioeconomic status. They transcend the world. We have heard from South America, we've heard from North America, we've heard from Europe and Southeast Asia. Together we have the opportunity to do as these men have already started to do. Together we can change the world. So please, share ideas, create new opportunities, and most importantly, when we leave this place, go home and take action. And together we will change the world. Thank you very much and enjoy the Smart Cities Expo World Congress. Thank you.